So, guys, the day I felt coming since the final shape release did has come. The news I'm sure Guardians didn't want to hear was bound to happen. Especially if me and others want Destiny 3, the only real way was for Destiny 2 to end support. I know there's reports doing the rounds from GameStop and other outlets saying that they're expecting more layoffs to happen with no Destiny 3 in development, which I can understand that many of you will doubt Destiny 3 will ever happen. I would like to remain hopeful that someday there will be a Destiny 3, that we will learn from what they did right from D1 and what they did wrong in D2, as well as development troubles that both games had before launch. I can only imagine that, fingers crossed, they have listened and learned from the mistakes they made, and maybe D3 can become the ultimate Destiny game that me and my friends have been dreaming of. But with that said, let's take a look at what Bungie has shared last night in regards to the news of Destiny 2 ending support. Dreaded has finally happened. I was going to put my camera on, but then I was kind of worried that my computer was going to freeze the screen and that, so I decided not to. So you're going to be hearing my voice through this, but we're going to have a look at this announcement. This is the announcement right here that Bungie put out yesterday, basically pretty much saying basically what I felt was basically coming after the final shape. I felt that this day was going to eventually hit us, and we were eventually going to have to accept that this day will come. So, it starts with the title Destiny 2. Every ending is a new beginning. And obviously it starts with a personal message from Bungie saying, for almost 12 years, we had the joy and honor to explore the Destiny universe with you all. Through all the ups and downs, surprises and triumphs, building Destiny alongside our players has been a momentous privilege. Whilst our love for Destiny 2 has not changed, it has become clear that after the final shape, we have reached the time of our shared worlds and Destiny to live beyond Destiny 2. Now, of course, this is the line right here. Well, in fact, this paragraph right here that has gotten me and a few gamers hopeful that there is some kind of a draft is being built with Destiny 3 and as the sort of planning of Destiny 3. Now, of course, it wouldn't be officially greenlit yet, but I like to be hopeful that they will get the funding for this. I'm hoping they'll get the greenlit for this. If you're going to... This is the part that I don't get, is that if you're going to do layoffs, why would you write a paragraph like this if you're doing layoffs, but then trying to reassure us that Destiny will exist? You know what I mean? It comes across as like they are planning something. They've got something in the works. Like they've got greenlited something that we don't know about that they are going to be releasing in the near future. It almost sounds like they've just recently been greenlited something. That's what it comes across to me. It comes across to me like, look, we know you're concerned about the future of Destiny. Something's coming. This is kind of what it reads as, but I know there's going to be some that are going to read this paragraph and think, no, that doesn't ring anything. They would be more clearer with that statement. But the thing is, though, they wouldn't be saying this line, live beyond Destiny 2. They wouldn't be saying any of this stuff right here if they weren't thinking about doing a Destiny 3. You would be having a completely different response, which would say, "Thank you for thank you Destiny franchise. And look forward to our future projects." Something along those lines. It would have ended with, "We've had an amazing time with the Destiny franchise." But the thing is, though, it's making it sound like they have got plans for Destiny's future, and this is why I'm remaining hopeful that this is not the end. I'm hoping that there is hope at the end of the tunnel. There might be some light there somewhere that maybe Destiny 3 can happen. That Destiny 3 will somehow prevail, and it will happen, and that Sony will make this game finally happen. That gamers like myself have been telling Bungie ever since the final shape. I felt that after the final shape, we should have had a Destiny. They should have been like a detailed plan by that point. And in fact, especially the point that I always keep referring to, the whole Luke Smith part, where Luke Smith would say during that Road Ahead showcase or whatever, I think it was the showcase if I remember correctly, where he said, it's definitely not the end of Destiny, and we'll be looking forward to hearing from you. Like that speech he gave came across as like, oh my god, could Destiny 3 be announced? Even though it turned out that what he was working on was a spin-off. But I still live in the hope that Destiny 3 will happen. That the Destiny 3 will exist because of the amount of success that Destiny 2 got from its launch, the success that Destiny 1 got. I can't imagine they would just drop the ball on this franchise completely. I don't want to believe in a world where Bungie would give up on something that they have basically had a big success with and have potential with. Like, for them to give up on this franchise would be basically a slap in the face to everything that they are, essentially. And I just like to be hopeful that if the devs are listening and they are looking into YouTube videos for a reaction, then basically my reaction is pretty simple. Do Destiny 3. Learn from the mistakes that you made from Destiny 2. Learn from what we loved about Destiny 1, including myself. I loved Destiny 1. And try and make a game that's not only the ultimate version of Destiny, but also be the evolution of dealing with cheaters and the evolution of basically a new way to make friends and kind of just give me a sort of a version of Destiny where I don't have to live with the past of like me having to, especially during the years when I was in a Destiny player dealing with toxic players. Hopefully, we could be in a version of Destiny where that never happens. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? But either way, it was this paragraph right here that really made me think maybe there is hope. We continue on as our focus turns towards a new beginning for Bungie. Now, that's an interesting line right there. New beginning. We will begin working incubating our next games. To that end, on the 9th of June, we will release the final live service content update for Destiny 2 to begin that new journey as a studio. Whatever they're referring to, I like to believe Destiny 3 is a part of that journey. We'll see if that prevails. I hope that prevails. Though the active development may be concluding, we assure that Destiny 2 will remain playable just as the original Destiny is today. Many changes in this final update will aim to ensure that Destiny 2 is a welcoming place for players to return to. We're proud of Destiny 2, the places it took us, the legacy it's created, and because of all you and our universe is vast, built on years of shared stories, adventures, and victories. From the Cosmodrome to the Pale Heart to the Lawless Frontier, we have forged lifelong memories and friendships with you all. We are incredibly grateful to everyone who made that journey with us, and from the deepest parts of our hearts, thank you. We'll see you in the stars. Again, them saying they'll see us in the stars, obviously that's gotta ring something's coming for the Destiny franchise, surely, because again, you wouldn't be saying this line if you weren't planning future Destiny games. Like, come on. Like, some of these lines in this paragraph makes it sound like there's a future for Destiny here. Like, there is a Destiny future coming that we don't know about. And I'd like to be hopeful we're getting close to that. All right, so then we get to the first part of the announcement, the Momentous of Triumphant, which I guess you could say is Destiny 2's version of Age of Triumphant, which starts on the 9th of June, and they say that they're inviting all Guardians to take part in the celebration of their accomplishment, legends, dredges, renegades, conquests, new lights, and everything in between. Each year since launch, Moments of Triumphant celebrates the highlights of Destiny 2's most recent chapter. This time, the Mementos of Triumphant update will broaden that celebration, bringing together experiences from across Destiny 2. Legendary, and then the fact that they're bringing legendary marks is kind of crazy that they're doing that. Return from Age of Triumphant's past, earned by completing a game of wealth of triumphants. They will grant access to a variety of selected free armor ornaments, accessories, weapon engrams, and more, and additional titles and armor ornament sets await for those who range whilst in the dreads and immortalizing your legacy in Destiny 2. But this update has much more. So it's not just more Mementos of Triumphant, they're also doing some updates here where they say that they kind of mention that they're going to have a collection of love letters to players across all activity types, which makes you wonder what that could be. They also say that their goal for this is to ensure Destiny 2 can be a place you can come back and feel rewarded no matter what you play, whilst also having enough variety in activities to fit your mood for a given play session. Whilst you're looking to play competitive, slay a god or two, or just spend time exploring the destinations, there'll be something for you. And they kind of mentioned the fact that they've got like a story plan with some small character beats to leave the story and characters in interesting places, touching on the themes across Destiny. We're encouraging reading and exploring to find all the Easter eggs, callbacks, and reveals, and love for all the lore hounds. And then obviously this bit was really, really cool to see. The fact that they're finally updating the directory as I might as well show this screen here. This looks now. This is what should have been the centerpiece of finding your activities during the last year. The fact that I just still find it very. So yeah, it's just basically they're basically doing what they did with Age of Triumph in Destiny 1, which I love that update. So maybe I might convince myself to maybe play this potentially. They say they're embracing the player feedback about the directory of the portal, and a newly fresh directory returns to its rightful place in the center of activities in D2. All portal activities are still available via the list to the nodes at the bottom of the directory. And then obviously they're doing Pantheon 2.0, which I only, to be fair, I only did like one run of Pantheon. But yeah, the 2.0 version of Pantheon is going to be coming, and the fact that they're bringing past raid, it seems like they're bringing back past raid bosses that maybe some of you probably have never done. But yeah, they're going to basically, they've got like all the stuff here if you want to learn about it. And then also the fact that another interesting part is that they're bringing all the raid and dungeon weapons and armors to be revisited to modern standards with full perks, set bonuses, new perks, and tier systems as well, and that the crafted weapons can be upgraded from tier 1 to tier 5. Weekly featured raid and dungeons. So yeah, they're going to have a weekly featured dungeons coming in as well. And then in regards to destination weapons and armors, they're being revisited as well. They've got this new thing called distortions, which essentially brings more variety and a touch of more challenge to your time in the destination. God knows what that will be. I suppose we'll hear more about this eventually. Brings unique rewards for earning for participating beyond your slate of destination drops. So I would imagine when they say that, I think they're referring to the public events, I think, because I know obviously public events are a big thing in the destination, so I would assume that's where they're going with that. But and then also the fact that we're getting new aspects, hunter melees, new grades, class abilities. Obviously, they're updating the exotic armors. Going to get tier 5 stats now, and then obviously the portal stuff. Now, obviously the portal stuff was quite interesting. The fact that they're having a deep pass on the difficulty system to ensure that we could approach the ops categories and have fun whilst getting rewards, removing the whole choosing modifier part. I love the fact that they're removing that. Expanding our weapon offerings. So that's and then the fact that the onslaught and claws sections are going to get They're going to remove revive tokens so you can get more scrap for the onslaught. And the fact that we're going to be they're adding a few weapons are also making a return as well, and contests of the elders are being reduced for 4 laps down to 3 to help the activity flow better, and the fact that private matches are going to have class glass cannons along with software, which is like a sort of a reminiscence of mayhem. And then we've got arena gunplay centered and playlist that's coming for the Crucible, which I don't really care much about the Crucible these days. And then we have Gambit. To be fair, they're just reprising Gambit weapons and adding a new armor, pretty much. However, though, seasonal events are being retired. Well, that was a bit of a surprise there. The fact that you're going to be able to, they're going to be bringing back stuff from Festival of the Lost, the Dawning, Guardian Games, and Solstice, so you'll be able to essentially get weapons from those past events if you weren't able to get them the first time round, which so obviously I haven't, and considering the fact I haven't really played much Destiny events in the last year, and also the fact that armor ornaments that were previously for Bright Dust will be available with it through it. So that's nice. They're going to have a Bright Ingram focusing. Yeah, this was a bit of a surprise. The whole Eververse stuff, that Silver and Bright Dust will continue to be earnable currency through gameplay objectives. We have expanded the offering of cosmetics so that can be acquired with this currency, and that Bright Dust rotation will change from weekly to daily, giving players more opportunities to get the cosmetics they desire. So hopefully that means there'll be opportunities for me to get weapon skins that I wasn't able to get, and also like sparrows and stuff that weren't available for Bright Dust previously. A focusing system, so you'll be able to finally get the stuff that you get stuff more efficiently with the focusing system, which I love that they're doing that now, and hopefully I'll be able to get to the stuff some of the sparrows and stuff haven't been able to get. And then obviously they've got a new exotic hand cannon with the reward pass, and they've obviously adding Truding. They're adding some stuff to Transmog and exotic armor stuff to ornaments for Transmog. And then also here, they said some stuff here where they mentioned about the fact that they're going to bundle all the Destiny content in Destiny 2 the collection from the 9th of June with all the campaigns, dungeon keys, 30th anniversary pack, and more. I would imagine it's going to be similar to how Destiny the collection was made, where they would have all the campaigns and the raids and stuff. I would imagine we're going to have a similar situation on June 9th when they do that. But they also said that individual content packs and expansions will receive a permanent markdowns in June, which I would imagine by them saying markdowns, I think I don't want to sort of speculate too much here, but I'm starting to believe that by them saying markdown, does that mean price reduction of expansions and content packs? Are they going to be dropping the price of these expansions that we haven't been able, especially some of the past expansions? Are they giving them low prices going forward? I think that would be amazing, because it would mean that for anybody who wasn't able to get any of the content that happened in D2, you're now going to be able to get them at a more affordable price. I think that would be really helpful for people who never got the chance to play, for instance, the Witch Queen, or they never got to play the Final Shape because of how expensive it was at the time, or if you haven't been able to get the prophecy stuff, at least it would be nice to have a new permanent price drop. I think that would be really nice to have that available, so then you're going to now be able to get your hands on the stuff that came out within the last year, particularly the Star Wars stuff, if you're really interested in getting the lightsaber. So, which I obviously haven't got that expansion because I kind of stopped playing. Then I'll have the chance to do that now. Hopefully that means low price expansions and content packs are coming in June, which will be a really good help, will be big help for people who want to get like certain contents that they haven't been able to get. they'll be able to do so now. Or you could just get the Destiny 2 the collection if you just want to buy everything in a bundle. But then we come to this part right here. This was the part that really got me so like, oh my god, sort of moment. The SRL is coming to Destiny 2. This part right here, the fact that they're adding SRL into Destiny 2, which by the way, when we asked for SRL when Destiny 2 was like being launched and everything, we were kind of met with these sort of comments that, oh, we can't add SRL and we can't add, they were struggling to add the Cosmodrome, and they were kind of just giving us these vague responses of like, oh, we can't do this because of this, etc. Now that I just find it very funny that they told us for a while they couldn't add this in, and then all of a sudden, as soon as Destiny 2 finally ends support, here they are adding SRL on the last ever update for Destiny 2. I find that very funny that they've decided to do it on this occasion when they had multiple opportunities in the previous years where they could have added SRL to please the community. They finally decided, let's just do it on the final update for Destiny 2. I just find that hilarious. And the fact that they're bringing the tracks from D1 as well as adding new tracks. I think that when they say new spaces, I would imagine they're referring to new tracks for Destiny 2, which I think would be really interesting to see some D2 locations as Sparrow Racing locations. I would love to see that. They're going to have a unique weapon set by completing racing, a brand new armor set, and cosmetics, including horns, which would be nice. But yeah, they're going to be talking about this in the coming weeks. And they've also got some developer insights and stuff that they're going to be doing, talking about the return of the directory and all the other stuff. But then also they kind of mentioned here that after launch, the Twid will continue for a few weeks to keep you informed of any immediate momentous of triumphant news. Once we're through our launch window, our weekly blog entries will enter in form of a hibernation as well. This will not be the end of communication from us by any means. We'll still keep in touch with you and the shared community highlights through our website, social media channels, Discord, and other outlets. Once we have news to share on Destiny, you'll be the first to know. So the fact that they kind of do mention that the weekly blog posts will be having a bit of a break, or I guess a hibernation / break, between communications. They're not going to end communication, but they're just taking the weekly blog posts as a break. Makes me wonder they're going to have a break from it for a little while until they're ready to talk about bigger things, which kind of does make the most sense that they're going to want to do that. But then, of course, we come to the final message, the whole thank you message here, which, I mean, this is kind of, it's already sad enough even reading, I'm sure reading this, of course, but they go on to say, Destiny 2 has been our home for many, many years. The unknown can still feel wild, even a bit scary at times, but these opportunities to explore the future are invigorating. As we look ahead, our commitment remains the same, to make games we and you are excited to play. From all of us here at Bungie, we can't thank you enough for joining us in this journey through the solar system, and you'll still find us starside for years to come. Yet, again, this sentence right here, or this paragraph, or this quote right here, definitely still screams to me that they've got plans to... They're basically planning something with Destiny for the future. I mean, this update right here basically screams Age of Triumph to me. It just basically screams what I did back in the Age of Triumph. In case many people don't know what Age of Triumph was, essentially, it was like an event that they did around the time when... Which is also weird because when that event was announced, they did streams for it. Well, they did like live streams for it, just a few for like 3 weeks, and then all of a sudden, after those reveals have happened, and once the content dropped, they revealed Destiny 2. So my assumption is now, and now thinking about it, are we going to have a similar thing happen? with Destiny going into this update, because like I said, all the stuff we're seeing here basically screams Age of Triumphant to me. Like the fact that they're doing obviously the Pantheon would be considered the part of the weekly featured raid content. The directory basically is very reminiscent of what the directory looked like when they stopped support for Destiny 1. The event itself kind of screams very similarly to Age of Triumphant, and especially the Eververse stuff that they're talking about here, the whole Bright Ingram's focusing system, and the fact that they're adding more stuff for the Bright Dust. To me, it screams how they did things in the Age of Triumph in Destiny 1 when they allowed us to get more stuff for Bright Dust back then. So some of the and also Destiny 2 the collection, very similar to how they did Destiny 1 the collection back when the Age of Triumph came out, and around the time of Rise of Iron when they released the Destiny 1 the collection. So very most of this is very reminiscent to the Age of Triumph and the times of Rise of Iron when the Destiny collection was being released. So I'm starting to wonder if we are going to be heading towards a bigger announcement for the future of Destiny, whether they are going to talk about the future of Destiny this year. I know it sounds really weird for me for me to say that, especially with all the reports saying that Destiny could be at its end, etc. But all these stuff just screams Age of Triumph, and then when that came out, that was when Destiny 2 got its first announcement. I would love it. I would honestly love it if we are about to head to a similar scenario that we did the last time, or maybe they just announced the development of Destiny 3. I think that would be really good to. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind them basically if they want to announce the fact that they are working on the Destiny 3, then by all means, do that. But obviously, it will mean that we're not going to hear about it for a little while. I mean, it'll be similar to how PlayStation usually announces future titles. They would announce the game, but then they won't talk about it properly until like the following year or the year after. I wouldn't mind if they do a similar thing with Destiny 3, where they announce the game, they say it's in active development, and then we just basically have to wait maybe a year or so until we get to hear more about the game. And I think that sounds about I think it sounds about right. That I feel like we're probably heading in that direction, because like I said, all these heads that they put out here with the our love for Destiny has not changed, and the fact that they're reaching the time of their shared world in Destiny to live beyond Destiny 2, it just most of these sentences scream Destiny 3. It just kind of screams Destiny 3 to me. It feels like they're trying to tell us that they've got something to share at some point this year, or maybe this year, maybe next year, maybe the year after. They're going to talk about something regarding Destiny. It kind of comes across that way to me. And I know, yeah, sure. I know I'm going to get, players telling me that, oh, you're kind of overhyping this. But at the same time, I'm kind of living in the world of hope. I don't want to live in this world where stuff won't happen, because we've been in these, because when you live in a world where stuff doesn't happen, you can feel very miserable and stuff. I'd like to be in a more positive and hopeful light, because I like to believe that there is, and obviously I know that most of my friends have stopped playing Destiny and stuff, and that's mainly because of the fact that they feel that their time with Destiny is kind of up. They feel that they've done everything they need to do with Destiny 2. They don't have a reason to come back to Destiny 2. Maybe they will now because of this update. Now that they know Destiny 2's ending support, maybe I don't know. Maybe all of a sudden Morgan E. Freeman message me say, "Hey, I'm down to to come back to Destiny if if you want to play, or I'll probably get messages now that this update's finally going to be coming, and all the stuff they've just announced. But I like to, but I know that there's been a few friends of mine. Whenever I that I did play Destiny with, like, Evil Rotten Bunny and stuff, who kept telling me that they would probably play Destiny again if a Destiny 3 happened. I know it's really, really tough to kind of try to be hopeful at a time when Destiny 2's just ended support and you feel like it's the end of the world and everything, but I just like to be hopeful that we're heading in this direction, and especially considering Sony have just announced an hour-long state of play for the 2nd of June. I do have to wonder about some of the games that are going to show up in that state of play. Like, yeah, sure, we might not know all the games that are coming. We might not know the mysteries of some of the mystery games that are going to get announced, but I do have to wonder. You kind of do wonder, could there be some unexpected moments that happen in the state of play? Some moments that you dream would happen, but then that many people wouldn't think would happen, but they happen anyway because it's there. I honestly hope that if it does, if should a Destiny 3 do get announced at a state of play, then I don't know. But I mean, I know I'm kind of sort of debating whether to cover this update or not. I mean, I guess I'll throw the question out to you guys, really, in the comment section below. Do you want to see me cover this update? Should I cover this update? Should I like just skip Destiny? Because I mean, I've got some friends who obviously don't like Destiny because I mean, I know one of my best friends, Asia Plus, she doesn't like Destiny because of the fact that it nearly broke her PC, and I get that. But I know there's going to be some that are going to be like, you shouldn't really miss this opportunity, Sam. You should play. You should enjoy this. This is an opportunity for you to have one last fun hurrah with your friends. You should get your friends on and have that last hurrah and that last fun moment that fun spark that you've been missing. There's a part of I know there's a part of people that they're going to be like, and I'm sure there's going to be a part of my friends that are going to be like, yeah, maybe we should have that one last hurrah. Um, but yeah, I mean, like I said, it depends how everyone feels. Everyone in my community, whether they want to see me cover this or not. I kind of stirred away from Destiny for a while, mainly because of the fact that I've just been enjoying playing variety games, and I've been enjoying like Fortnite, especially playing Fortnite with Angel and all the friends, and the fact that I've just reached 1K followers on TikTok recently. And the fact that we're slowly building to 1K viewers on YouTube now, that's crazy. And eventually we'll probably get, I mean, who knows, eventually we'll probably reach 1K on Twitch eventually, considering we're still at the 600 mark, but I'm sure it'll probably increase now. I like to be, like I said, I just we'll see, I suppose, and we'll see if, and maybe, who knows, maybe when Destiny 3 does release, maybe I'll be in a much bigger, and maybe I would have reached 1K on all three of my platforms. So that's pretty much what I've got to, pretty much what I'm going to say, really. And and if so, and if it does come worse to, if the worst does come, and we do, if Bungie does lay off the remains of the Destiny developers, it has been quite a journey, hasn't it? Of being a Destiny player, especially when I first started Destiny. I was playing Destiny with I guess, a couple of friends from college, which obviously I've stopped. Obviously, have nothing to do with them anymore because they've obviously moved on. I've moved on from them, and since those days, of course, I've been through all the highs and the lows within the Destiny community, whether it was dealing with toxic people or even the triumphant moments when I was learning to do the Wrath of the Machine and be able to get the Outbreak Prime, or whether it was pre-ordering Destiny 2 and being excited to have my first day one Destiny experience, which I did with when Destiny 2 came out. And of course, I mean, I did a video about back in those years where I did a whole unboxing for Destiny 2, and I know it didn't really receive well because I guess people obviously resented Destiny 2 because of how badly it turned out. But even I even got told I shouldn't be wasting my time at the game at the time. But I mean, I was just excited because it was a new, obviously because a new Destiny game, and I really loved it the first one. But obviously back then I was a bit younger than I was now, and grown with the franchise since the D1 days, well, since the D1 beta. Obviously, and I guess Destiny kind of shaped me up for all the gaming experiences I would have today. Really, if it wasn't for at least a couple of good friends that I've met from the likes of Miss. Obviously, I'll probably name a couple of people. Miss Kenner being probably the penultimate one, considering I obviously got to play with her quite a bit to the point that she gave me the opportunity to be a mod, and I'm obviously probably considered still a mod for her, even though she might not. I mean, who knows whether she'll ever come back? And then I got to meet her. I also got to meet Nexa Bunny through Destiny, which I mean, I know she kind of went through a similar path where she was having difficulties making friends on Destiny, but then gradually she came across to me, and we've been kind of friends for nearly 10 years. Can you believe it? Kind of enjoys her Fortnite. She's enjoying all sorts of different games, including Battlefield 6 now. And I mean, she made the right choice for herself to be able to grow and stuff. And then on top of that, as I mentioned earlier, Morgan Lee Frey. Obviously, I met her when when I was struggling with the outbreak perfective mission, the exotic mission that they brought out. I was struggling with it, and she, I kind of like asked for help, and she kind of kindly took me through it with Theo, of course, and she kind of helped me get the weapon, and I was able to get the outbreak perfected, and I was able to also get get some of the Easter eggs as well that they had in that mission as well, all the exotic sparrows and stuff, and the ghost shell that they released. It was really, really great to have. Yeah, and then obviously from that point on, we were playing quite a bit of Destiny, and we even did a raid, well, a couple of raids, I guess, and we even did dungeons as well. And the fact that I got to be, have been, obviously she's been basically my best friend for a very long time, and obviously now she's been enjoying Once Human since stopping playing Destiny overall. And obviously, I would imagine she's very excited about GTA 6. Can't wait for that game. I obviously can't wait for Once Human to come to console so we can finally play again. And obviously, I need to play Apex with her. I know. I mean, I've even got it installed, ready to do that. But yeah, it's as you can tell, just a couple of the friendships that I've been able to keep beyond Destiny, and that's really all that's left to say. I'm sorry for the long one, but I just had to get a lot of stuff out, really, because it's like I said, it's a Destiny 2 is finally coming to a close, and now I kind of I'm kind of still remaining hopeful for a Destiny 3, that a Destiny 3 will come, and hopefully, who knows, hopefully when Destiny 3 does come, maybe we'll be in a really good position where, hopefully I'll be a much bigger streamer and content creator, to the point that I'll be able to have very successful Destiny videos by that point. Who knows? Depending on if my community wants to see me cover this update for Destiny 2. I mean, yeah, it's all down to you guys, really, whether you want to see it or not. I don't want to sort of force these videos out and everything. I just wanted to put this video out just because I know I was going to get asked about about this, so I thought I'll just put it out there and kind of put my thoughts out and say, look, this is that was only because of the fact that I was kind of embracing other games, and also because mainly because the Destiny 2 kind of fell off to the point, as many others would say, really, and I obviously had my reasons for why I dropped off Destiny for a while, and I guess we'll see what the future holds, really. And at least we've got some showcases to look forward to, which you can look out for some reaction videos to come of that, as I'm going to be watching that with all with a lot of my friends, watching the state of play, future game show, Nintendo Direct, Xbox Game Showcase, you name it, and we're going to be watching a lot of the showcases and be able to look forward to all the cool game announcements that are right around the corner. And obviously, I'm looking forward to hearing about GTA 6 and being hyped about that game, as I'm definitely going to be pre ordering that game when the pre orders start happening. And then, yeah, I'm going to definitely be looking forward to a lot of cool games this year. We'll see if I will jump on board on pre-ordering the being there for the launch of Destiny 3. But anyway, thanks for watching, and again, thank you to I guess thank you to those who did enjoy the Destiny stuff I did over the years, and we'll see where we go from here, and we'll see if my community wants to see me celebrate this last update for Destiny 2, or whether you would just prefer me going to variety stuff.